Okay then, so once you've got your Papercraft Society Box home, you're going to want to know how to use it. So I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful Winter Wishes card. So I'm going to be using the dies and some of the stamps from the kit along with the papers. So to get started, I've got a 7x7 card blank, and I've just cut another piece of white card down to 6 3/4 inches square. I've then taken one of the papers and cut it up into 3. So I've used the snowflake paper. So we've got 3 strips that can then go across the middle of our card. So I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper and we're going to glitter along the edges of these pieces. So I'm going to use our Crystallina glitter, which is a beautiful ultra fine glitter. It's going to be perfect for just adding that extra little bit of sparkle to this project. So we're going to take our glitter and we're going to take a chisel tip glue pen and we're going to just drag the glue pen along the edge of each of the pieces. So this is one of the little projects in your project booklet, so you'll have full written instructions as to how to make this one too. There we go. And then we'll do this next one as well. So just dragging along the edge of the paper, oops, just to add that little bit of glue so then we can have that lovely glittery border. If you go a little bit off track like I have done there, you can just use your finger or a scrap bit of card and just push that back into place. So what we're going to do next is get this stuck onto our card. So I'm just going to use a little bit of PVA glue to stick these down. So I'm going to start from the edge and work my way in. I'm going to stick that one around about there. We'll go over to the other side. Again, a little bit of glue just on the back. Stick that one there. Then a little bit of glue on the back. And then we'll stick this one down just in the middle. So you can see how that's then created our background. I've got some foam pads on this piece of white card. So we're just going to peel the backs off of these and then stick this down onto our card blank. There we go. Then got a piece of blue mirror card, which again is in the kit. Got some foam pads on the back of here. And I'm just going to stick that down into the middle. There we go. And then next up, we're going to die cut this beautiful snowflake frame. So I've got a bit of white card here. I'm going to use some low tack tape. I'm going to tape down all 4 sides of this one because we really don't want it moving when it goes through the die cutting machine. Now, as it is a very detailed die, you might need to send this die through more than once, just to ensure you get a nice clean cut. So I'm going to use my Gemini. So I'm going to start off with my base plate, my plastic shim and my cutting plate on the top. Grab that at the other side and you'll see it started to cut through, but the pressure in the machine isn't very even. So what we're going to do is rotate that by 90 degrees and send it back through again. Okay, what we're then going to do for a final pass, because you can see this top bit here just hasn't quite cut, we're going to just twist that at a slight angle, send that through once more. It is the most beautiful fine frame, but if you go in with too much pressure with your die cutting machine, it can cause the paper to move in the die, and that obviously is not what we want, because that then gives you a double cut. So if we take that away, that looks like that has gone through. It might just take a little bit more just in that section there. So we'll lift this away. In fact, I'm going to send it through once more, but I'm going to put it in with my metal shim. So I'm going to pop that underneath just to shim it up. Oops, and then we'll just send this through the machine, and that'll just finish that final pass. What that's doing is it's just stretching the fibres of the paper, which then gives you a cleaner cut in the end. There we go. So we'll lift this out. Might have just moved it slightly there, but you can see we've got this beautiful die cut snowflake frame. Just need to carefully pull away all of the pieces, give it a little wiggle like this. There we go, and then you can push away all of these little landlocked bits, and that is then your beautiful die cut frame. It is, honestly, it's stunning. It's such a detailed die as well, but it's really, really pretty, perfect for using on your Christmas card projects. So you can see how we've got that frame beautifully die cut there. Now I've got one that I've done already, because what I've done is, let me just get rid of this, get rid of all those bits of paper and card. I've taken one and die cut it out, and then added a little jewel into the middle of each of the snowflakes. So we're going to stick that into the middle of the card. So what I've done is cut down some little foam pads, so they're nice and small, ready just to stick. You can stick this flat if you want to as well, but I like a little bit of dimension, so I've decided to challenge myself and pop it on 3D pads. So we're going to pop that there, pop this down here. It takes a little bit of time to kind of line it up, make sure you're happy with how that's stuck down. You can see how gorgeous that then looks. So what I've then done is taken a little circle, so you get this die within the set, so it's the one that fits inside the frame. And I've got my Winter Wishes sentiment, and we're going to stamp and emboss that into the middle. So using a clear embossing ink pad, I'm going to ink up the stamp. I'm going to place that down into the middle, the circle, and press. Then I'm going to lift that off, and then I'm going to take a little bit of polished metallic silver, superfine, sprinkle that over the top. You could use polished silver as well from Wow. Both are lovely colours. It's got a little mark there where my tape's been, but we've got that lovely sentiment in the middle of the circle there. So we'll take our heat tool and heat this up. Like so. And then I'm going to just grab in some of my little self-adhesive sparkles. And what I've done is just added a one on the top of the eye for winter and a one on the top of the eye for wishes. I've then taken my chisel tip glue pen again and my bit of scrap paper, and I've just gone around the edge and just edged round here like so, and then we'll dunk that into the Crystalina glitter. There we go. Pop that down. And we'll take a little bit of few foam pads just onto the back of here. And then we'll peel the backs off. And then we'll stick that down into the middle, like that. Okay. Then we're going to take our little butterfly die. I've got one that I've cut from white card, and I'm going to cut two from a piece of the blue card from the kit. So a little bit of low tack tape on the top. Just see if I've got my little junior plates. I certainly have. They're looking a little bit worse for wear, but we'll give it a go. So I'm going to send this through the machine. Okay. And then if we've got a little pokey tool, we'll just push this out. There we go. And then I'm going to do another one. I'll just get any little bits out of the die. And a second little one, so just run that through my Gemini. And we're going to lift this out, lift that away. And we'll just push all of the little landlocked bits out. So we're then going to take one of the butterflies, and we're going to take some of the little self-adhesive sparkles and just position these down the centre body of the butterfly. Like so. And then we're going to grab the white one that I've die cut as well. And I'm going to use a little bit of silver glitter. So this is our Sparkalicious Stardust Silver. Now, as this is a fine one, I'm just going to use a chisel tip glue pen. So I'm going to go in and just cover over the butterfly with some glue. Like this. And then we're going to take that and dunk it into the glitter. There we go. Then we'll pop that to one side. And then we're going to take our Dries Clear PVA and we're going to start to stick these together. So we're going to fold the little body upwards. And we're going to stick that one there. And we're going to take this one, fold the little body upwards, a little bit of glue on the back, and then stick that there. So you've got a beautiful 3D layered butterfly. So then you can take a little bit of glue just onto the back, and you can just kind of position those onto your project wherever you would like them. There we go. And then to finish the project off, all I've done is taken a couple of the little snowflake dies that you get in the kit. I've die cut those out, glittered them in silver, and that would then be your finished project. So I really hope that you've enjoyed creating this card with the Papercraft Society box, and I can't wait to see what you create with this box too. I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye.